Alright guys, so I just thought out there with some footage of me hand sanding. I've got the GoPro on my head here too, but the footage wasn't very good. It was too close. After you run the sander, it doesn't get all the way into the corners, so you have to hand sand that part, and then usually look everything over real good and look for, swirl marks or scratches, whatever. And then of course try to take a light and look over everything, because if you can make it look good under this light, it'll look good when it's painted. Of course, we've got the scaffolds jacked all the way up again, so they're wobbling real good. That's always fun. And then I always take this leaf blower and blow the dust off, because that dust will sit in cracks and you won't be able to see them. And then when you paint, it'll pull that dust out, and then you got to come back and touch up. So. I just like to take that blower and blow the dust out. Lessens the chance of me having to come back. And then if you touch up, this is the way I've been doing it for years. I know a lot of people come back and do their sand their touch up. I don't. And I paint a lot of my own work, so I know how it turns out. If you keep your touch-up mud thin and pull it real tight, be real careful not to leave anything behind, you can get away with not sanding it. Now, if you want to spray it and not back roll, you'd have to sand it for sure, but you shouldn't be spraying and not back rolling. Only hacks do that. For hand sanding, I use a sanding sponge. They've gotten a lot better. They used to, all the edges were square. They were a pain because you had when you were sanding inside the angle, or when you were sanding an inside angle, you would actually be cutting a groove in the other side of that angle. Now they've got them where they're angled off, and the ones I use are actually coarse on one side and fine on the other. And they work pretty good, but a lot better than the old style. You still have to be careful when you're using a sanding sponge. I kind of wish the footage had turned out better with the GoPro on my head, because you probably could see better what I'm talking about here. But you don't want to let that thing ride flat if in an angle, because if you do, you're going to cut a little groove. So I'm trying to think of how to say this. So where the two boards meet, that very corner, you want to sand that, but you want to keep your sponge tilted a little bit so that that other side of the sponge is not cutting a groove in the mud, if that makes sense. I'll try to show that sometime. So here I'm touching up what we call the three-ways. They usually need the most touch-up, especially especially the ones we run with the box. And you come through there and you, with the box, it doesn't get in the corners all the way, and then Brandon usually comes in behind me, cleans those up, and but there's usually still just a little bit there that's just not perfect. And here, I'm about to be out of frame for several minutes, so we just fast forwarded there. And this is an 18-foot ceiling. I could get away with a lot on this ceiling, honestly, especially with the lighting they're going to have. It's not going to have any kind of harsh lighting going across it. But I like to look everything over real good. Use the light and touch up anything, because the last thing I want to do is them get it painted and call me back, and you have to come in here and set these scaffolds up on finished floors and do touch up. So I really try to look everything over real good, but especially stuff like this. I do not want to come back and set scaffolds up later on when, you know, they're getting ready to move into the house and I go, oh crap, there's a big scratch in this flat right here. I've worked with guys before. I had like a little partnership, but I don't know if I thought it wasn't a formal partnership. But I would go and help him. He was trying to grow too fast, is what it was, and I don't even know how we met up, but he would call me and say, hey man, I got this house, can you come help me out on it? And you know, if I had time, I would go help him, and he was always like, oh man, no, we won't do it. We'll come back and do all our touch up later. Let them get it paid. I'm like, why? Why do you want to guarantee yourself extra trips? I mean, like I say, I paint my own stuff a lot and don't have to do much touch up when I'm done. I know that a lot of painters tell me they like to paint behind me because there's hardly any touch up that has to be done, or whatever it is. It's usually just something really minor. You know, that whole let's get this done and get paid thing is, you know, I mean, I've been guilty of it before too, and especially when times are tight, but you know, it's way better to take your time and do it right the first time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. We can finally tear this top layer of scaffolds down and be done with it. I said it before, I don't enjoy the high work anymore. I used to think it was cool, but I'm way past that now. I just got a little bit more scaffold work to do. I got to go around and get these angles and butt joints I couldn't reach from the top. And getting that light really helps when you're doing your touch-up, and to make sure you're not leaving anything behind. I don't want a big glob of mud that you can't see because it's half dark. I guess I must have missed the top of this angle before. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when I climbed up on the ladder and did that. But so this is just about it, guys. I'm gonna tear these scaffolds down and get them loaded up and get out of here for today. Alright, well, I don't know how that turned out. Maybe it turned out okay, but that was a setting in a big ceiling. Like I say, hopefully that turned out okay, and appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next one.